Welcome to my channel. Today we're exploring ancient history like never before. Join me as I introduce you to a world of fascinating figures from the past. Who were they? What did they do? You're something else entirely now, a Roman senator. The year is perhaps 63 BCE at its peak. This vast realm stretched from the Atlantic coast of Britain to the deserts of North Africa and the heart of the Middle East. But beyond these well-known facts, what truly set the Romans apart? How did their society function? What were their daily lives like? He would change into a special type of toga called a praetexta, which was trimmed with purple and reserved for magistrates and high-ranking priests. Senators were responsible for making laws, advising the magistrates and representing the interests of their province or city. He might preside over a court where he would hear cases involving his area of expertise, such as law or finance. Senators enjoyed a high level of respect and admiration from their fellow citizens, and they had the opportunity to participate in the most important decisions affecting the Roman state. They also had access to great wealth and power, and they could use their influence to benefit themselves and their families. However, the life of a Roman senator was not without its challenges. They faced constant threats from political enemies, both within and outside the Senate, and they had to be prepared to defend themselves against attacks on their character, their power, and even their lives. I've been your guide, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about the daily life of a Roman senator. Don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting historical tales. And until next time, keep exploring the past and discovering the stories that have shaped our world. Moreover, the position of senator was highly competitive, and there was constant pressure to succeed and advance. Senators had to be willing to work long and irregular hours, to make personal sacrifices, and to endure the scrutiny of the public eye. He could also serve on a committee or commission, where he would work with other experts to study a particular issue and make recommendations to the Senate. He would typically begin his political career by serving in the assemblies, and then move on to the higher offices, such as quaestor, aedile, and praetor. After serving in these positions, he would be eligible for the consulship, the highest office in Roman politics. Becoming a Roman senator was a lengthy and arduous process that required a combination of wealth, connections, ambition, and good fortune. It was a highly competitive and exclusive club, and only a select few ever achieved the honor of being called a senator. Additionally, a senator might be called upon to represent Rome at a diplomatic mission or to oversee the construction of a public building or work of art. They were the elite class of Roman society, and they played a vital role in governing one of the largest and most powerful empires in history. Their decisions affected the lives of millions of people, and they had the opportunity to shape the course of Rome's destiny. These duties required a high level of skill and knowledge, and senators were expected to be well-versed in a variety of subjects. While the path to becoming a senator was long and difficult, the rewards were great. The chance to shape the future of Rome, to make laws that affected millions of people, and to live a life of luxury and prestige. If you've ever been fascinated by ancient Rome and wondered what life was like for those who held the reins of power, then I hope this video has shed some light on the life of a Roman senator. They needed to be able to speak persuasively, make sound judgments, and manage complex projects. They also had to be able to navigate the treacherous waters of Roman politics and maintain their reputation and influence. They worked on issues ranging from taxation to foreign policy to public works. A typical day in the Senate could involve several hours of debate on a single issue, with senators speaking at length and engaging in lively discussions. The atmosphere in the Senate was not always harmonious, however, and senators often clashed over important matters. Political enemies could use the Senate floor to attack each other's reputation or advance their own interests. Senators could also be influenced by bribes or other forms of corruption, and there were frequent attempts to undermine or blackmail senators. Despite these challenges, the work of the Senate was essential to the functioning of Roman government. The decisions made by the Senate had far-reaching consequences for the Roman Empire and its citizens, and the senators who served in it played a vital role in shaping the course of Roman history. He would then ride in a litter, a type of sedan chair carried by slaves or animals, to the Senate House. On the way, he would likely encounter other senators and important citizens, and he would engage in polite conversation or exchange greetings. And how did they govern such a vast empire? To answer these questions, We delve into the intricacies of Roman life, exploring the roles and experiences of ordinary people. We'll travel to the bustling markets, walk through the crowded streets, and visit the homes and workplaces of the people who made the Roman Empire thrive. Through their stories, we'll gain insight into the values, customs, and traditions that shaped Roman society and learn how every day people contributed to the rise and fall of one of the most powerful empires in history. Whether you're a history buff or just curious about the ancient world, join me on this journey to uncover the secrets of Roman life. Your name is whispered with respect, or perhaps resentment, in crowded forums and colonnaded courtyards. The senator would open his house to his clients and dependents, who would line up outside to pay their respects. This was not only a social courtesy, but also a political necessity. The senator would have built up a network of clients and allies over years of public service, and maintaining their loyalty was essential for his political success. During the salutation, the senator would meet with petitioners, those who had come to ask for his help or advice, as well as with allies and friends. He would exchange pleasantries, inquire after their well-being, and listen to any concerns they might have. In addition to being a social and political event, the salutation was also an opportunity for the senator to display his wealth and power. The senator's house would be decorated with fine furniture, artwork, and fresh flowers, and he would dress in his finest toga, a long, flowing robe that was a symbol of his status. He would also be accompanied by his slaves, who would assist him with his duties and help to maintain his household. You do not wake in a single-room flat, but in a villa, perhaps nestled on the Palatine Hill, the most desirable address in Rome. Your floors are mosaics, your ceilings frescoed. Slaves quietly unbolt the shutters to let in the golden Roman light. You do not rise early by choice, but because Rome demands it. Your salutatio begins at dawn. This is the ritual greeting, where dozens, sometimes hundreds of your clients and dependents line up outside your home to pay their respects. Some are humble petitioners. Others are allies, business contacts, or men hoping for a recommendation. They bow, they flatter, and they expect in return your favor. You nod, you speak formally. A servant offers water or wine, perhaps a morsel of bread. This is politics, not of laws, but of faces, favors, and memory. In Rome, who you support and who supports you can determine everything. Once the crowd disperses, you are dressed by others, of course, in the formal toga praetexta. It is heavy, white, and trimmed with purple, signifying your rank. You're a mess. The fabric folds are cumbersome and must be draped with care. It is ceremonial, it is uncomfortable. It is the uniform of status. From there, your litter carries you to the Curia, the Senate House, in the Roman Forum. You pass temples, triumphal arches, fountains. Slaves clear the way. You nod at colleagues, some of whom you trust, others not at all. The Senate debate is thick and slow. Men speak for hours, Cicero among them, perhaps his words carefully chosen, his gestures rehearsed. You listen, you murmur. You weigh alliances. There is no voting machine, no roll call. Every motion, every pause, every glance is recorded by someone, remembered by all. Opinions are voiced by walking to different sides of the chamber. You must be seen. The topics vary. Taxes in the provinces. The grain supply from Sicily? A general requesting a triumph? Fellow senator under investigation? You may speak or not. Sometimes silence is more strategic. By midday, the sun is high. You return home. Perhaps a bath in your Balnama private space warmed by hidden furnaces. Then a light meal, bread with cheese, olives, perhaps some fish, and watered wine. But your day is far from over. In the afternoon, you attend a literary recital at a friend's villa. You nod politely, you clap, not out of emotion but obligation. A new poet, nervous, eager, reads verses dedicated to Mars or Venus. This is not merely dinner. It is a convivium, semi-formal ritual of hierarchy and spectacle. Or a historian presents his chapter on Caesar's campaigns. Or perhaps you stroll through the Forum of Augustus, discussing legal cases with jurists, debating philosophy, or inspecting statues of the great Roman ancestors, reminders of glory and responsibility. As evening descends, you dine with other senators. You recline on couches. Slaves bring course after course: shellfish, spiced dormice, stewed fruit, honey-glazed lamb. A musician plucks a lyre softly in the corner. Conversation flows. Politics, gossip, poetry, scandal. Your servants undress you. You wash your hands with perfumed water. You drink wine, but always diluted. Only the lower classes drink it pure. Your goal is to be sharp, not slurred. Every story you tell, every opinion you share, must position you carefully within the web of Roman politics. Later, perhaps near midnight, you return home by torchlight. The streets are quieter now. The marble glows faintly under the moon. You lie in a wide bed beneath woven linen sheets. Somewhere, a neighbor's fountain trickles. And as sleep approaches, you might wonder, what alliances have you made today? What enemies? The Roman Empire remains one of humanity's most enduring legacies, shaping the course of Western civilization and leaving an indelible mark on language, law, art, and culture. A typical day for a Roman senator began early in the morning with the salutation, the traditional Roman greeting ritual. After the salutation, the senator would prepare for his work in the Senate. When the Senate was not in session, the senator might attend to other duties. While the duties of a Roman senator were varied and demanding, the position was also highly prestigious and rewarding.